People. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. This one is called Badness, Gangsterism as it pertains to Jamaica. It gone to the dogs. These gangsters, these gunmen, they are not practicing what they are preaching. Now, people, I am going to address 3 situations that I addressed before. However, I am going to show you why it is that badness has really gone to the dogs. Now, people, here's the thing. Me being a person that is in Jamaica a whole lot of times, me being a person that lives overseas for the longest time, me being a person that's in the street, not in the street as homeless, know the intricate details, you name it, I have seen it. So I know exactly where they go on in the streets. What I have realized is that, listen, whenever you see somebody wicked and evil, that person has no sorts of loyalty. That person has no sorts of conscience. That person is always selfish and always trying to save themselves. They will do anything and sell out anybody once they are given this opportunity. If somebody likes to boast and cannot get to boast, cannot get that spotlight, that person is going to be a talker. That person is going to be a snitch. I spoke about an individual, Flipper Mafia. However, this has less to do with Flipper Mafia. This is just generally speaking. People, based on information, conversations that I have with people that are entrenched in a GANG, inner law enforcement. People that work with the federal system for years, a few decades. Based on conversation that I've had with them, I said to them, listen, tell me who wanna know from experience, from your job experience that has been talking. And this is specifically the answer that I get. Every set of gang in a Jamaica, meaning from the 80s, 90s, Sprangler, Shower, and even Fatherless crew. Everybody that goes to court on any sorts of conspiracy charge, there is at least 1 or 2, maybe more than that. The first person the Fed asks, what you want to do? You want to sink or you want to swim? You want to save yourself? Most of them are jumping at the opportunity. The ones that hold out will soon regret it, because then them realize, listen, the rest that you thought was going to keep it 100, them pretty much gone PUSS. So people, here's the thing once again. And people, when I talk, I realize that people in my comment section act as if me not talk the truth or me have some sorts of maliciousness, some sorts of ulterior motive against people. People, when me talk about people, after me done talk, me forget about them. However, when people want to try you, people want to prove otherwise than the facts that you are talking. So people, what I did, I put the question to somebody that is a part of the federal system, that is a part of the immigration system in America. And I said to them, let me ask you a question. Can somebody get deported 2 to 3 times, never had a green card, come back to America, get whole, and then get let out on the street? The answer very simple from several different people. After 1996, when the law and the rules of immigration change, once you are a green card holder, non-immigrant, not a citizen, you are liable to be deported. You will go through deportation procedures. And the chances are, if you never had a green card and got a big case, the possibility of you getting released back on the street is very minimal. Zero. Nil. Nothing. It not happen. However, in unusual circumstances, that can happen. If you are granted what is called a S visa, and I say to the person, why them call it a S visa? Code name SNITCH. I am sure that that is not what they call it, but pretty much that is exactly what it is. No beating around the bush. If you get that visa, that means that, listen, you can stay. However, you can stay with stipulations, meaning that you have agreed to cooperate, agreed to testify on future or present pending cases. People, you hear me I say, I nah make up this. I don't need to make up anything. I also said, check the name and tell me what go on for this specific person. The response is, his file is sealed. So I said, what does that mean when somebody's files are sealed? That person responded to me and said, the former President Donald, because he was getting in so much trouble, he had so many things to hide. Him seal it, him lawyer them, don't want people know the truth. So people, my point is this. If you have nothing to hide, you will not go through the process of your lawyer sealing your files unless you are ashamed of something, unless you don't want John Public to see or know what you are up to. So therefore, something in a something sounds fishy. Point blank and period. Moral of the story of this part. Whenever you hear me talk, I best if you leave it alone, because I always have the evidence. I always have the facts. You don't want to dig up a can of worms. So therefore, make it stay right which part it there. Now people, somebody that learned, a group of persons that learned and understand the type of person, the type of individual they are dealing with. I spoke about a situation the other day, and I spoke about a group of people, one individual or few individuals that was making all sorts of threats to bloggers, which me within myself, being one of the most vocal bloggers out there, one of the bloggers that actually when them speak, people either get A, lock up, or B, DEADING, or C, all of the above. I figure, well, this person exalt himself. So therefore, I did a video maybe about a day or two ago, and I spoke about a social media handle. The name of that handle, no PUSSY test 6 being Squash on them. However, I doubt that Squash has any sort of affiliation with this. Not saying that he don't. However, I have no evidence to substantiate the claim. Those people were wise. Once I put up that video, them know said the heat was going to be on them. So therefore, them pretty much take down every post in which they had. Wise people. However, you have some set of people, it seems as if they are in deep denial. When you talk, Even when you try to explain and put 100 disclaimer, say, listen, this is not about you. This is not victimizing any sort of victim. This is just saying what you could have done that maybe would not have let you got in the predicament in which you got, in which you get hurt. People, I am speaking about a situation that occurred in a place called Pittsburgh, wherein a young lady, her name is Tashika. Tashika was in a relationship with a man. His name, them call him Ray. Pretty much they were together. Apparently he was clotting her up, a BEATR up, so therefore she left. I said in several disclaimer, I cut my video, I inserted these disclaimer all the time. However, people, when you go to good school, them tell you, say, you know, say, it good when you can read. However, when you have comprehension, that is different. When you have comprehension, you won't take what people say out of context, or there won't be any sort of misunderstanding. So people, me just say, I understand that this man have a history of licking up this lady. And the straw that broke the camel's back was when he went to her workplace, pretty much try to take her away in her car, hold her at knife point, juke her up. Them are tussling at the parking lot. Them roll down some sort of embankment. She happened to get away running her super CUT. And then, of course, the popo found him with all sorts of injuries. All reason for left. That is what I said. However, what this lady and her friends seems to have a problem with understanding and comprehending is when I said that, listen, if you are somebody in a relationship and you realize that this person is abusive, you do not want to give that person any sorts of reasons, any sorts of more motive by taunting this person, because that person definitely has some sort of unstable mind. So therefore, if the reason that you and him broke up was because of this man, the next man, Jason, are not 100% but still a part, then you're putting yourself in harm's way. So therefore, I guess they did not want me to say that. She should have left. She should have did exactly what she did. And people, you know me talk my mind. Me not give a FUCK about what anybody else wants to say. However, people, the problem that I had is that these people went ahead and they sent me some sort of threatening message on my phone. And people, if you look at the screenshots on your screen, you will see exactly what this person sent me. This text was coming from a 412 number 628-0051. The message simply read, PUSSY, you're not safe. So therefore, like in my form, I said FUCK off BITCH. Then the person responded, So therefore, I responded, look, it looked like you want some highlight or a phone tracking. I'll give it to you. And people, that is exactly what I did. I called a friend that is in the system and said, do me a favor, trace back that number here for me and see. The first thing the person responded, this is a Pittsburgh number. Pittsburgh is in Pennsylvania. Tashika, Ray, Jason, and everybody involved live in Pittsburgh. So therefore, in a process of elimination, which was very simple, I did not have to guess who this was coming from directly or indirectly. It would have been Tashika, our Frozy friend them, or even Jason. Because I call up and say, listen, you take a man who is Jason have him wife in a Jamaica. I even show the picture of Jason's wife. I think her name is Shan. Don't quote me. People, the moral of the story is this. I have told you on several occasions. This is a credible platform. This platform has links. This platform is not one of those pretentious, Forrest Gump-ish type of platform that just put out BS, over-exaggerated, over-sensationalized stuff. We just talk, it never manifests. Whenever I talk, it always manifests because I am respected by the relevant authority. I am respected by the gangster, the gunman. Them know say, listen, don't ramp with this youth unless you want some real exposure, unless you want to get locked up, unless you want me sick. The T-THR dog them pan you. So people, me just say, Tashika or Jason or whomever is your trusted affiliates or friends, don't play in a game with me. I am not the type. I am not built like that. So therefore, maybe you might want to rethink, especially Jason, when you say the paperwork isn't all that good in a Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Do the right thing or else the wrong thing I go do you. Do not send me any sorts of threats. On top of me know within myself, say, listen, you're not serious like me. Maybe you might be evil, but you're not serious like me. You're not ready like me. You're not prepared like me. So therefore, do the right thing. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos straight to the point, no beating around the bush, no sorts of gimmicks, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes these videos to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And very importantly, remember, whenever you are making any strides in life, there are always going to be some vipers out there that know that they lack the talent. They know that their ceiling is pretty much in the cellar. When they look at you in whom they want to be, try to be, however, they lack the potential. They see that your ceiling is in the stratosphere. So therefore, for them to be up like you, they try to bring you down.